Hey, I'm Charlie Morgan, and this is a sales video. It's a marketing VSL designed to sell you something. So now that I've broken the proverbial marketing ice, let me explain what this is. So Imperium Mastermind is a mastermind that focuses exclusively on helping high-ticket info business owners scale to multi-7 and 8 figures by installing proven systems for client acquisition and business operations, and also by removing you from the business so that everything stops relying on you and the company can run without you. We do this so that everything in your business runs like clockwork, where you can print money and make cash with repeatability, consistency, and predictability without you being involved in the day-to-day. We do it with a tight-knit community of 99 other high-ticket info business founders, led by 8-figure entrepreneurs in the info space who have actually done it. People who have actually done what you're trying to do, like myself, so we can guide you and show you down the path that we know works because it's the path that we followed. In this mastermind, everyone wants the same thing. It's a common theme. There's two things. First of all, to become number one in the niche that they're in. But second of all is to get silly rich. This is what we call it in the mastermind. It's called silly rich. This is where you're making millions and millions of dollars a year after tax in profit without any involvement from you whatsoever. And we do this whilst retaining high ticket margins, which is basically insane profit margins, getting great client results and having fun. What we're not doing in this mastermind is bringing in celebrity guest speakers or ex-Navy SEALs to scream at you and shout at you about how you need to stay hard and be motivated. What we're doing is we're focusing on how to get our clients incredible results, how to build reliable, predictable systems for client acquisition, and how to retain as much money as possible in the process of doing those things. We focus on what matters. We're not getting on stage and beating our chests, Wolf of Wall Street style. We're focused on client results, making money, booking appointments, and building great teams. Now, who is it for? Well, it's basically for anyone in the following category, 3 categories, who's already making more than 30K a month. So that's right. If you're not making 30K a month, you do not qualify for the mastermind. And what that means is you will be rejected. So the quality of a mastermind is determined by the quality of its members. And for me, the quality of an entrepreneur is indicated by how much money they're making. And so you can come to us with a credit card and try to pay for the mastermind. But if you're not making 30K a month or more, then we're going to reject you. And what this means is that it means that the people in the mastermind are already successful and everyone there is already operating on a high enough level to relate to everyone and to make the mastermind actually worth joining. So if you're making more than 30K a month, then this is for you. So it's for one of 3 people. First, we have the agency owner or the done-for-you service provider who wants to transition to high-ticket info and escape the done-for-you hellhole of service delivery, churn, and bloated client support teams. This is where you have a done-for-you agency, it could be a marketing agency or other service-based business, where you end up having this ridiculously massive team, your margins become really low, you can't scale past a certain point, and you basically have way too many clients, and you have this sort of revolving door where a client joins, another one leaves, a client joins, another one leaves, and it just becomes complete chaos. And it works at a smaller scale, but as soon as you try and grow it, your head basically explodes and everything is blown to smithereens in the business. That's the first kind of person. The second kind of person is a coach or consultant who does one-to-one or small group coaching or consulting where they're basically selling their time for dollars in essence. And what they want to do is they want to transition to a more scalable, less migraine-inducing model of high-ticket info so they can make more working less, where they can basically sell a product where they can, in essence, they can systematize and productize their expertise and sell it as a package that doesn't revolve around them or require them to do any work for the client to get the result. And the problem that most coaches, consultants have is they are in this model where in order for their clients to get results, the coach has to do a lot of the work and they have to sit down and discuss things. So what we teach you how to do if you're a coach consultant is move away from that towards this high ticket model where you can print millions of dollars a year without having to actually be involved in the process of getting your clients results whatsoever. And then we also help the high ticket info course sellers who have already made the transition or already have a high ticket course and they have a decent foundation built where they're making money, but they can't seem to break specific revenue plateaus and achieve that exponential scale they've been waiting for. So they've been in the game for a while, but they just can't seem to break that revenue plateau. They're just stuck making the same amount of money every single month, and they're facing 1 or 2 specific problems, usually around client acquisition or the fact that they're taking all the sales calls themselves, or they just can't get ads to work, or they can't get appointments in, or their clients aren't getting very good results. and they just cannot scale. It's just like they're hard limited basically by a couple of problems. So that's who we help, and that's who the Mastermind's for. One of these three people. It's all focused around scaling that high ticket info model, but people come to this model from a few different paths and a few different angles, and that can be the done for you service provider, the glorified, consultant, or the person who's already there but just doesn't know where to go next. So in terms of how it works, it's pretty straightforward. We start off with a one-on-one strategy call. So when you join the Mastermind, you get a personal kickoff call with me and my business partner, Bo. And bear in mind, we're actually doing what you're trying to do. We've gone where you want to go. We've got to the multi-7-figure mark. We've got to the 8-figure mark. We're on the way to the multi-8-figure mark. And what we do on this call is we map a 12-month plan for your business to get clarity on exactly what must be done to achieve your goal. So right now, you might feel like your business is this tangled knot of chaos, and you don't really know what to work on, and you don't know what the problem is, and you don't know how to scale, and it's all just you know what it's like, just chaos, right? And so what we're doing on this call is we're untangling the chaos and building a nice linear to-do list and plan so you can see exactly what the next 12 months looks like, so you have super strong clarity. And then you know what to do, and then all you have to do is go and do it. Because you don't have a problem doing the work, you just have a problem knowing what to work on, right? The second thing is the events. So these are a huge selling point, and this is one of the main reasons people purchase. We have three 3-day in-person events and one virtual 3-day event, and we do these every single quarter. So we have a once a quarter frequency, which basically means that as a group, as a mastermind, we meet up at the end of every single quarter pretty much, give or take a couple of weeks here and there, and we gather in some pretty sick locations to discuss scaling, strategy, problems, and trends. And so this is just huge. Like, we all get in a room, we rent out a really cool conference room. It can be in a hotel or a specific venue. We try our best to get the coolest places with nice views and natural light and everything, so you're not like boxed into this horrible conference room. And it's really chill, it's really relaxed, and what it is it's not guest speakers and agendas. It's me figuring out what the problems of the room are, and then we just have a huge discussion over 3 days about things that are actually relevant to you and your company. And this is cool because you get to actually meet the people. So, on the breaks, on the lunch breaks, in the evenings, at dinners and stuff, you can talk to people who are just like you, because there are more people just like you just haven't met them yet, which is pretty cool. And then we have calls. So twice weekly, what we call chill collab calls with me and my business partner, Bo, where you can get an answer on literally anything you need about high ticket info scaling and getting to multi-7 or 8 figures. So because we've been where you want to go, we've already solved all the problems you're going to face. And so when you have an issue in your company and in getting to multi-7 or 8 figures, you can hop on a call. You have an opportunity to do this twice a week in person, not in person, but face-to-face on Zoom, and ask us anything about growing the company. It could be, I'm trying to onboard my first sales rep, but I don't know how much commission to pay them. It could be, my VSL isn't working, or my ads aren't working. Or it could be, this YouTube video is 10 out of 10 and it's not working. Like, what do I do about it? Or this client situation is this. Or what about anything you run into, we've already solved and can give you instant, quick, fast, straightforward feedback so you can move as fast as you can and solve the problem immediately. We also have the community, which is a school group where everyone can hang out, help each other, get help, discuss ideas, and make friends with people who are just like them. And we make moves together. And the community is pretty hilarious. For those of you that join the Mastermind, you'll figure this out as we go. We've got a pretty interesting, unique culture about the group, and everything's a bit of a laugh. Everything's just fun. We're not this serious, rigid corporate event. In fact, last time we had an event, we all had a little bit too much to drink at the end, and someone ended up jumping in a swimming pool in a hotel that we were in, fully clothed. So, we can get a bit wild from time to time. Not crazy. We're not going off the rocker, if you know what I mean. But at the end of all of our events, we gather together, have some drinks, have a good time, have some fun. It's we have a pretty unique culture, and I'm excited for you to explore that. Recordings. Every event, past and future, is recorded with, in my opinion, stupidly expensive camera equipment, but only the best for my clients, and cut down for your viewing pleasure. So when you join, you can view every event that has happened and every event that will happen, which is pretty cool and pretty helpful. We also record all of the Q&A calls as well, so you can hop into those whenever you want and dig into them. And then EasyGrow. So you'll also have access, as part of the Mastermind, as a Mastermind client, you'll have free access to our flagship program, EasyGrow, and all of its deliverables, which include 20 weekly coaching calls on client acquisition, an 800-person community, and all of our client acquisition systems. EasyGrow is by far and I know this is my product, so I'm supposed to say this right, but I mean it. I think it's the truth. It is the best and most effective system for client acquisition in the B2B space, in this online space, that's ever existed ever, and probably ever will exist ever. It took me nearly a year to build, and we have just the most obscene quality and quantity of results from this thing that anyone's ever seen. It's incredible, and you'll have access to it for free with your Mastermind membership. Now, the other thing as well is that this Mastermind has a hard limit of 99 founders. So it will never bloat, which means it's never going to get too big where you can't get help. And support will always be personal, fast, and detailed. And we also operate on a 12-month access policy, which means that you'll have access to the Mastermind for 12 months, where you can then choose at the end of 12 months to renew if you so wish. You will, because you're going to be at multi-seven figures by then probably, or at least 7 figures, depending on where you start. So yeah, renewal is pretty straightforward. And also this is kind of cool because it just makes the thing feel just tight knit, and no one is going to want to leave because we're going to have a wait list of people wanting to join, and it's going to be pretty good. So in terms of results, you might be thinking like, okay, well, yeah, that sounds great, Charlie, fantastic. But, well, maybe you're not saying that. Maybe you've really clicked off the video. I don't know. But why trust me? Well, it's kind of, I've been alluding to this throughout the entire thing. My business partner and I, we've actually done this. So we've scaled to $10 million a year with high ticket info whilst retaining 50% profit margins and removing ourselves from the day-to-day operations of the company. So I've done what you're trying to do, and therefore I qualify to teach you to do it, if that makes sense. There's far too much of this blind leading the blind in this online business space where a lot of people are, trying to coach and consult on something they haven't done yet. And we're also on track to hit $30 million a year in the next 2 years. So I am ruthlessly, relentlessly trying to grow this company. And my goal is to get to $30 million a year. And as I do that, I learn a lot of things and I make a lot of mistakes. And what that allows me to do is constantly feed down into the Mastermind all of the new knowledge and information that we're learning by trying to get to that next level so you can go even faster. So the Mastermind is kind of like, my business for the Mastermind is like this rising tide, where if my business grows and succeeds with EasyGrow and the high ticket stuff we're selling there, then everyone in the Mastermind improves and grows as well. And this is pretty cool. And every time we do an event, at the start of the event, I break down what we've been working on, what we've learned, and that allows everyone to get this ridiculous cutting edge on basically the latest technology or ideas or strategies for this model. And if you want to have a look at some other results from people in the Mastermind, Lucas here added $120,000 in new monthly revenue in just 8 months in the Mastermind. Otavio here, has been with us, a client for 10 months. He's at $110,000, 7 figures, over 7 figures in new annual revenue from this. Thibault, same scenario, 14 months he's been with us as a client, EasyGrow Mastermind, 105K new monthly revenue. Xander, just under 100K in 18 months added. Cindy Lay here added $339,000, and it's quite specific, in new monthly revenue in 24 months with us as a client. And she was in EasyGrow. She's also a member of the Mastermind. And Josh as well, 50K in new monthly revenue in 18 months. Sam, you get the point, right? If you go on our website, imperiumacquisition.com, there's literally hundreds of examples of results, like client interviews and stuff. So you can check them out if you want to, but that should give you enough of an idea. The cool thing about the Mastermind is everyone in here, as you can see in this picture down here, we're already doing quite well. We've got Alfred on the end here. Alfred's doing 100K a month or more. Marcus, I think, is at 200K a month now. We've got Rami and Matty here who are already doing like 300K a month as well. Everyone here in the group is already successful. And, this is why we have this sort of limit of you have to be making 30K a month, because what people don't want is, if you're already making 50K a month, 100K a month, 150K a month, 200K a month, or if you're making 30K a month, you don't want to be in a room with someone who's making 10 grand a month because they don't have the same problems as you, and them joining is not going to be useful for anyone and not useful for you. So in terms of what this thing looks like, we have the school community here where you can basically get help and ask questions, and yeah, it's pretty straightforward. Then we have the classroom, which is basically where we've got all of the recordings. So we've been going now for a while, since I think September 24. No, we've been going, since July. So we've been going for like 6 months with this thing now. And this means that we've got 2 live events in here at the moment, but when you join this, it's likely there's going to be more, if that makes sense. So you can, look at these, and to show you what the recordings look like. They're all broken down into parts. And what we do in these things, you can see I'm mic'd up. Everyone in the audience has professional microphones and qualities as well. So these are actually watchable. You might have watched some like Mastermind clips before, and it's recorded in like 480p, and then the mic sounds like someone's talking to like NASA from a million miles away. Not the case. And then we have the calendar as well, where we have these twice weekly calls that happen, and you can sort of check these out and stuff like that. So that's how it works. And if you're interested in more details, which I hope you are, then I implore you to schedule a call. If you scroll down to the bottom of this page, or just below this video, there'll be an option for you to book an appointment and talk to us about joining this thing and coming on board. And I really hope you do, because we've built something pretty awesome here, and the results are pretty insane and pretty ridiculous, to be completely honest with you. So I will look forward to seeing you as part of this very soon. Take care. Bye.